Hello and welcome to Spirited Drive, a YouTube channel that reviews the world's best driving roads. My name is Dominic. Today we're driving the A702 to Carenbridge, also known as the Dalveen Pass, where you'll be treated to some stunning views and winding roads that will put your sports car or motorbike to the test. Just watch out for sheep. Oh, and strange men surfing on the top of white vans? Must be a local custom. The Dalveen Pass is the longest of 3 hill passes that pass through the Lowther Hills in the Scottish Southern Uplands. Located on the Dumfries and Galloway and South Lanarkshire border, it's a relatively unknown area of outstanding beauty that is often missed by motoring enthusiasts on their way to Scotland in search of great driving routes. Since directly adjacent to this route to the west, you'll have the Mennock Pass, also reviewed on this channel, and further west the Crawick Pass. Watch out for a review coming soon. All 3 are outstanding driving roads in their own right. If you're planning a trip to Scotland, this is definitely an area you want to visit. This 2-lane single carriageway covers a distance of 16 miles and will take you 22 minutes to complete, giving an average speed of 43 miles per hour. The average speed of drives in the Spirited Drive database is 33 miles an hour, which makes the Dalveen Pass quite a fast drive. Of course, these figures are for moderate driving. More spirited driving would yield time around 18 minutes, with an average speed of 53 miles per hour. The entire route is a 60 mph speed limit, with the exception of a 1.7 mile section near the start that passes through Elvenfoot. The Dalveen Pass's average daily traffic is just 544 vehicles per day, making it a relatively quiet road when compared with the UK average of 1,184. You'll experience elevation changes from 72 metres rising to 348 metres, a difference of 275, with gradients of up to 7.7 and averaging 2%. This makes this route shallower than the other 2 passes to the east. Let's start the review. Scenery. Starting from the north, this hill pass starts off relatively flat but still provides some great views. It's only once we get 8 miles into our journey do the Lowther Hills start to dominate the scenery, offering some spectacular views of the valley. There are plenty of places to stop and take in the views as well. Also, try driving this section before dawn and treat yourself to a spectacular sunset between the hills. However, things don't last, and by mile 10 we're into some flat and uninteresting scenery with some high hedges and tree lines. Scenery gets a 7 out of 10. Amenities and attractions. The Southern Uplands is one of the least populated areas of Scotland, so there isn't a huge array of attractions here, but to the east, on the Mennock Pass, you could visit the Museum of Lead Mining at Wanlockhead, described as the only underground mine tour in Scotland. Then a short journey up the road is the Lead Hills and Wanlockhead Railway, described as Scotland's premier narrow gauge railway and Britain's highest adhesion railway. You also have the Crawick Multiverse, an art installation that makes use of the landscape a short drive away. Of course, if you count other great driving roads as an attraction, then you are well catered for with the Mennock Pass and the Crawick Pass, both to the east. There are plenty of fuel and charging stations nearby, including a Tesla supercharger, places to eat and hotels to stay. This drive is easily accessible via the M74, with the town of Hamilton being only a 30-minute drive away, and Glasgow and Edinburgh being a 1-hour drive. Amenities and attractions gets a 6 out of 10. Surface quality is mostly excellent, with only some rough patches near the start at Elvenfoot at the northern end and deteriorating slightly towards the southern end, but it remains suitable for any vehicle. The important thing is surface quality remains great in places where it really matters, where the best cornering and the best views can be enjoyed. Surface quality gets an 8 out of 10. Visibility. Visibility is almost perfect throughout. You can see around nearly every corner, allowing you to judge corners and maintain an appropriate speed. This greatly enhances your enjoyment of the drive. Only the large hills around 8 miles in will briefly obstruct your view, with some high tree lines towards the end. Visibility gets a 9 out of 10. Enforcement. Once we've dealt with a short 30 mph section near the start through Elvenfoot, the rest of the drive is a 60 mph speed limit, with only a very brief 50 mph zone towards the end. There were no speed cameras along this route, but remember, this isn't an invitation to drive dangerously and put other road users at risk, so please drive within the speed limit and your own abilities and capabilities of your vehicle. Enforcement gets a 9 out of 10. Cornering and elevation. This is a shallower route than the other two nearby drives to the Mennock and Crawick passes. You won't find any sudden elevation changes here. A rollercoaster road this is not. For what it lacks for in elevation changes, it makes up for with cornering, as there are plenty of tight bends and sweeping curves to contend with. More long and sweeping at start, but tightening up around 5 miles in when heading south. This will give your car and driving abilities a workout. There are plenty of overtaking opportunities near the start, but when these dry up later on, there are plenty of laybys to pull in, allowing slow back markers to get ahead, so as not to ruin your enjoyment. Cornering elevation gets an 8 out of 10. Overall, the Dalveen Pass scores a total of 47 out of 60. This is one less than the Mennock Pass, which scored 48. The Mennock Pass gains an extra point for slightly better scenery. See a link to that review in the description. Now on to the safety briefing. Sheep and cattle are able to freely roam parts of this road, but only at sections near the start. However, in my experience, this is less common occurrence than on the Mennock Pass or the Crawick passes, both of which have cattle grids, where this road does not. Also, much of the route is fenced off, so we'll give this a very minor cattle warning. This route can be popular with cyclists, though also less common than the Mennock Pass, so it gets a very minor cyclist warning. And given the road's excellent visibility, both cyclists and cattle will be easy to spot. Looking at traffic accident data next, we can see there have been a total of 67 traffic accidents over the past 20 years, with 21 serious and 4 fatal. This gives an overall annual casualties per kilometre figure of 0.23, compared with the UK average of 0.46, so it doesn't seem that dangerous. However, a busier road with more traffic will naturally have a higher concentration of accidents, with a quieter road having less. So to show how dangerous a road truly is, we can calculate a relative risk factor with the annual casualties over the average daily traffic, and with average traffic of 544 vehicles per day, we get a relative risk factor of 1.14. Comparing this with the UK average of 0.74 means this road can potentially be quite dangerous. In fact, it ranks as the 15th most dangerous road in the UK in the Spirited Drive database. Furthermore, when accidents are broken down by vehicle type, we can see that accidents seem heavily skewed towards motorbikes, with 28 motorcycles involved in accidents versus 45 cars, when daily motorbike traffic is only 12 versus 375 for cars. So calculating a relative risk factor separately for cars versus bikes gives us the following: 0.97 for cars and a whopping 20.15 for motorbikes, the 6th most dangerous road in the UK for bikes. Of course, motorbikes are typically more dangerous vehicles to operate, but the UK average is still 7.77 for bikes, so this gets a very strong motorbike safety warning, so be careful if you're a motorcyclist. If you want to see more detailed safety data for this drive, then check out my website. I'll post a link in the description. This is the end of the review, but click the links at the end of the video or in the description for an unedited front car bumper view or a first-person POV video of this drive recorded with binaural audio. And don't forget to visit my website at spiriteddrive.club, a crowdsourced online database of the world's best driving roads, where you can sign up and submit your own drives, leave your own reviews, upload photos, or even post your own YouTube videos. Spirited Drive has over 100 UK drives in its database. I'll include a link to this drive in the description. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you so much for watching. I'll post more road reviews soon, so don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it, or leave a comment if you have any suggestions for great driving roads I should check out. Or if there are any aspects of what makes a great driving road you feel I've missed out in my reviews, please do let me know. Thank you and drive safe. Yeah, I'm just turning my cameras off, sorry. No, it pull over on this road.
No, that's fine. I didn't know whether you got a pinch or something.
No.